Hey everyone, welcome back to Do It Yourself Telecom. In this video segment, I'm going to talk about using lifts, and there's two different types I'm going to show you. So the one pictured here that I'm on is called a scissor lift, and scissor lifts are very common in the telecom and other types of installation fields where people have to reach high ceilings. So I think the ceiling here is somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 25 feet, so a ladder just really isn't practical. One of the nice things about scissor lifts is it gives you that ability to kind of move around on your feet. It frees up both your hands to be able to work without having to try to clutch on to a ladder. And then the other thing too is they drive around kind of like little carts with a joystick. And so you'll see here, I'm kind of maneuvering it to a new spot. And this is pretty common for running cable in high spaces or working on things like access points up in high ceilings. Pretty common in retail environments. The only downside, and I'll show you here in a second, is that they can only go or be used in places where they can be parked. And so if something's in the way, you find yourself in situations like this, and this is actually not ideal. In fact, I might say this is an example of what not to do, and that is that I'm leaning outside the cage to reach something because I can't park the base of the scissor lift where I want it. So that's one of the downsides. Now, if I was more determined, I probably could turn it the other way. Some lifts come with a little tongue that sticks out that does account for some of that problem. But otherwise, scissor lifts are great for jobs like this. But if you need more flexibility, we're going to look at something else in just a minute. All right, so now this is what's known as an articulated lift, and it works quite a bit differently from a scissor lift. Scissor lifts are kind of like little rectangle boxes with wheels that go straight up and down. Articulated lifts are a little bit more like almost shaped like a giraffe, where you've got a body or the base that sits at the bottom, and then this long neck, which can then be raised up and stretched out. And I'm speeding up some portions of this just to make it a little bit easier because I wasn't as familiar with the articulated lift, so I was moving quite a bit slower. In this video, I was in a warehouse and I had to work on some surveillance cameras, and the ceilings were very high in this location. Anyway, the thing that the articulated lift does well, that the scissor lift does not, is it lets you reach into spots where you have to get over something. So remember where in the last segment I was trying to reach outside the cage of the scissor lift because I couldn't park it where I wanted to. The articulated lift solves that problem because the base can actually be quite a ways away from where the basket is. Now, the articulated lift is more complex to operate, so it'll take you a little bit more time to kind of get up to speed on the learning curve. Also, they don't do well in tight spaces. You typically see them in new construction or outdoor projects or warehouses like this where you've got plenty of floor space to move them around. And I'm sorry that I don't have the actual base of the unit in the video. I do the best I can, but cameras on customer locations sometimes get a side eye from the customers because it's not really my location, it's not my place. So if I think I can get away with running a camera, I do, but sometimes I have to be really discreet about it. Anyway, so that's an articulated lift, and also showed you a scissor lift. I do recommend that if you're going to have to use one, that you review some safety information. There's plenty of it out there on the web, and I hope that helps you out. Thanks for watching.